This is an unboxing that seemed very unrelated when I bought, or when all this kind of came in. But over the last few weeks, they've become connected in a certain way that we'll go over. Because obviously we got a box from our guys at Naked and Famous. And this comes after I bought that red core denim that was an inspiration for the blood core leather that we made. And I bought it online. It was like a weird fit. It was like really tapered. It was really small around the ankles and like pretty generous in the hips and the butt. And I got tiny ankles, but I did not need the generous room in the butt and the thighs in that area. So they were very generous in hooking me up with a couple pairs just to try out. And it's cool because, you know, I didn't talk to Naked and Famous all before I bought those jeans. I didn't talk to them like even after or before I even recorded that video. And so it was cool that they were like, hey, you care about this stuff. You're not just trying to get in with us, because clearly you didn't even talk to us before you posted the video. And so like, you're the type of guy that we like to work with. You're passionate about this kind of stuff. And like I said in a different video that featured Naked and Famous, it's like, they've been a huge inspiration for me across the board, not just with Bloodcore, but with like all of the products, because Naked and Famous has been doing a similar thing to what we do in the denim world for a lot longer than we've been doing it in the leather world, because they do really crazy color combinations, different like layers on top, different warp and weft threads, and the cores dyed differently. And like, I was on a call with them this morning, and they were telling me all about like the red core denim and how it works and how it's all dyed. And I'm gonna do my best to like try to explain that, but the real version of the explaining it is going to be in an upcoming video. So, and then this, just a little bit of a surprise. I'm not going to spoil it quite yet. You got to wait around to figure out what's in there. And then a couple cool little knives to do a little unboxing of. So, I think let's just get to it, shall we? Do Naked and Famous first? Knives first, actually. So, what do we have here? This is the Big Idea Design knives. This guy makes some really cool stuff. You know, it's like, well, I'll just show you. So this is their titanium utility knife. So this is just like your classic utility knife, replaceable blades, except it's made out of titanium. You know, instead of like a cheap plastic or cast aluminum that breaks, this is solid titanium. And that alone is cool enough, right? It's just cool that you get a titanium knife. But like it's smart because it's really easy to replace the blades. Because there's no, I guess what I'm getting at is like, I like, simplicity is like the ultimate goal in design. And when you can design stuff like this with this little way that you get the blade out, because all you have to do, you see this little cutout right there, you just put a little pressure on that and the knife or the blade slips out. And is it the most secure if you're like really using this knife for like cutting things and really crafting with it? I'm sure there's more secure ways of putting a blade in there. But for what most people do, like unboxings and like, you know, utility blade stuff for work and other stuff, it's enough for me. And I just think it's cool. I like, it has a cool heft to it. It's just, to me, it's like the ultra premium version of like your cheap work utility knife or box cutter for work, whatever. In the same way that some of these boots and brands that we work with are like the ultimate version of work boots. And this, it follows that same path of like, when you get really cheap stuff, speaking of, like I've been testing these little knives for the baby knife series or video that I did, because I'm trying to find a better version of the Gerber that always falling off my hip. You can buy like a cheap little $10 one, but the problem with this knife is like when you put it on your belt, it literally pops out and you like stab yourself in your side. And that's because it's cheap. It's plastic and a piece of aluminum probably, and it's just, you know, it's just cheap because it costs cheap, right? It's cheaply priced. And because of that, it just doesn't have the same kind of finesse, same kind of materials. And this, on the other hand, is on the ultra premium side where, you know, some of these features, some of the things that like titanium, do you need titanium? No. Do you need like, even like with this, for most jobs, actually that's not true. I love that little feature that it makes it easier. You know, some of the features, they're a little bit useless for the actual application of this kind of knife. But at the same time, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got these that barely work as a knife because they weren't designed well enough because of the budget. And so it's got that same, for every $5 you spend on one of these cheap knives, it gets better and better, better, better. And then it starts to plateau off I don't know where because I'm not a knife guy, but eventually starts plateauing off, and every $100 you spend, you get like, you know, you get cool action, or you get a cool material, or cool handle, or cool scales, but it doesn't actually improve the functionality as much per increment as when you're in the really cheap range like these. And that's part of the fun. You know, it's like, does anyone need a titanium utility knife? No, probably not, but it's so sick. And it's just, you know, it's cool. It's like it's no different than like this is like the Viberg of the knife world. Well, of the utility knife world, right? You knife heads are like, what are you talking about? You didn't even talk about these cool brands. I'm like, I know, I'm not a knife guy, not yet. But I like knives, and I think it's something I want to get into just because it's right hand in hand with boots and shoes and denim. I always have a knife on my belt, and it's something that I think we could bring a lot of transparency to in a similar way we've done with boots and shoes. But it's going to be funny because, you know, already some of the knife guys, like the knife heads, are in the comments being like, you don't need to design a utility knife. There's already 1,000 of them out there. What are you talking about? You don't know anything what you're doing about knives. I'm like, I know, that's the value, because the really in-depth like knife heads, it's so they're so down the rabbit hole that the average guy has no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea how to get in the industry. It's the same thing with boots and shoes. And I think we provided a lot of value by fixing that similar problem in boots and shoes, while also still creating a lot of new opportunities and interesting products in the market. So it's fun, that's what I'm getting at. And this is a really sick one. So let's see what's in this little guy from Big Idea Designs. And so if you want one of these, just check him out below. Like, he's not paying us for this, he just sent them to us. And like a lot of the knife companies, that's what they do. Just send it to us for unboxing. So let's unbox the unboxing knife. Pretty satisfying unboxing. Maybe I'll just try to make these more and more satisfying to watch. Another bad habit I have with knives, especially this kind of knife, Taylor and I can't remember. I think Addie got after me a couple times because I'm really bad at like putting my knife like this and like playing with stuff. You know, and I'll put it on the table and I'll be like pulling stuff. And the only time I've ever cut myself, I think the only time I've ever cut myself for this channel was doing dumb stuff like that. I was ripping a boot and my hand slid into the knife. It's not me being sketchy on a bandsaw. It's not me doing all this unboxing stuff. It's like, it just came from me being a dummy. All right, let's see what's what. Bit Bar 2, the pocket-friendly EDC screwdriver, grade 5 titanium. Do more, care less. Carry less, carry less. Do more, care less. That's a funny slogan though. Okay, what do we got in here? Bit Bar features magnetic ends, spring-loaded side button, stores. Oh, this isn't even a knife. I just grabbed one of the boxes they sent us. Oh, so this holds all the screwdriver bits. I forgot they sent us this. This is actually really cool. Send us with a little hip clip for the few things you can throw in there. Oh, it looks like really similar to. Wow. Oh, this goes in here. Okay, so it slides in there like that. Okay, so that's like your bit end. Look at this. Wow, this is cool. Like this titanium color is so cool to me because it has a little bit of warmth to it. You know, this kind of titanium. It's a really interesting color in person. Okay, so how does this work? So this is something for like, you know, similar concept. Like you have your knife, replaceable blades. You can use it forever on everything. This is like your universal screwdriver set. Oh, that is so cool. So you just, because that's the problem with these screwdriver sets, right? You lose them all the time. Well, I thought that maybe they'd be fastened in there a little bit more. So you gotta be careful. You can't be flicking this thing around or you'll lose your bits. It'd be cool if they were like a little bit more in there. It takes a good amount, but if you hit it, it'll come out. That'd be cool. I'd love to see them figure out how to make like a locking mechanism for this. Not that they need critiques from me, of all people, about knives. But sometimes best inspiration comes from idiots. From the mouth of babes or whatever. Mouth of idiots. That's pretty cool though, huh? So let's say you want your little, I don't know, little star bit. Throw it in the end of there like that. Magnets in there. That one didn't come out though. That's pretty good. And you can use that as a little screwdriver, right? Or you could throw the little extender on there. I probably would never carry it. Well, oh, it's got two ways. Okay, so there's a little, so you got a side one for a little bit of leverage, you know, because you can leverage it there. Gives you a lot more of a handle. Then this is more like your up and down. One of those deals. A little clip on the back. I wonder if the clip's titanium. Should we see? Should we scratch it? We'll use my outdoor edge knife that I don't like. Sorry, knife guys. Sorry, Big Idea Design. That's what we do. We destroy stuff to find out the truth about stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know that much about about titanium. I guess, is titanium ferrous? I think titanium is non-ferrous. No, I don't know, actually. It's not like it's going to be... Actually, we can do a little test, right? So, magnet on titanium. Non-ferrous. But the blade on the inside is very magnetic. Okay, so this clip, if it's magnetic, that means it's not titanium. But it could be aluminum. Okay, so that means that's titanium. I'm just, the magnets, grabbing the magnets on the inside of there. But it's not gripping to the actual. Yeah, so I think the clip's even titanium. So anyway, that was long. It's just like, these guys make really cool stuff. And the EDC world, like it's right there. Like, cause we make handmade wallets. We do it the old school hand stitched, saddle stitch way. And so this EDC stuff is like right there. Well, I can't unbox with it, can I? So I guess we'll be using the utility knife. That's funny. I thought it was a knife or something. Anyway, back to the actual unboxing. It's interesting though, right? Like, I love this kind of stuff. It's just like, you know, because every once in a while you bought a bunch of boots. You don't necessarily need another pair of boots, but you like that heritage thing. You like the quality. You like the whole thing about the boot world is so similar to denim, to the EDC, to the knives, all that stuff. Let's do it. And this is gonna be really fun too, because Naked and Famous, they're gonna be like our consultants for the denim world, because like I was saying earlier, like there's a certain value in being an idiot in an industry and being able to use that idiocracy. I think it's just a movie. I don't know if that's the actual word. Use that idiocracy, idiocy. You can be a useful idiot is what I'm getting at, you know, because you can use your ignorance to find the little corners of information that the nerds know by heart, but the casuals have no idea about. And it's like following like a roadmap, right? Like when like the really deep denim guys talk about it, I'm lost. I'm like, I'm way down here at the destination, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I need to be taught. I need to be taken on the path to get to a denim nerd. You don't just jump from not knowing anything to denim nerd. And so that bridge is what we're trying to create by working a little bit with Naked and Famous and just teaching you guys while I learn along with. Because that's what we did with the boots. Like, it's not like I knew exactly what I was doing when I cut the first pair of Docs. I knew a lot about leather, but not about boots and shoes. And I think a lot of the value in the channel becoming honestly one of the biggest, if not the biggest, resource in the footwear world. Also, you just wait. You think never mind, I'm not gonna spoil it too much. Yeah, you just wait, it's gonna be cool. Whatever, you get the point I'm trying to make. It's fun, it's cool, it's useful to be dumb about things, it's fine to lean into your ignorance. You don't have to be an expert at everything, even if you know, even like I get stuff wrong all the time, and people are always like, "Yo, I thought you knew everything." I'm like, nobody knows everything. What are you talking about? Like, I can't know everything that every person in the comment section in the boot world and all this knows, and that's the point, because it shows you the weak spots that you can inform not just yourself but the rest of the world. Anyway, getting long-winded on that. It's just cool. It's a cool opportunity, and I love it, and it's fun, and it's useful. So don't be afraid to be an idiot. That's what I'm getting at. Life lessons with Rose Anvil. It's fine to be an idiot. See, that's what I mean. I just keep it in my hand. It's a really bad habit of mine. What do we have? Oh boy. It's like it's more than just a pair of jeans. Okay, what do we have here? What is this? Okay, yeah, let's do this one first. I'm just poking my eyeball out with the knife. All right, God, I gotta be better, at least on camera, so I don't pass my bad habits on it. Oh, I thought this was just This is something because there's grommets in here. I thought it was just extra material. What is this? What do you think it is? A Ouija board? The Denim Ouija board? Ready? Oh, sick! Hell yeah! This is one of my favorite logos of all time. Nips, obviously. This is sick. This is going up in my office for sure. I love this logo. This is cool. Woo! That is so cool. I think this is my future wife too, actually, now that I'm looking at her. So, that's so cool. Thank you, Naked and Famous, very cool. All right, what else do we have in here? Should we do this next? Let's do both of these. I don't need to do the knife, but it's fun. You buy knives so you can play with them. Oh, we're already deep in. I was going to tell you the story about when I snuck a knife into the jazz game with Dom and Katie from Goral. Ooh, almost lost that little guy. I have no idea what any of this stuff is. This is my favorite kind of unboxing. Let's do milk glass stackable mug made in Japan. So if you didn't know, I think every bit of denim that Naked and Famous uses is made in Japan. I think they exclusively work with Japanese denim. This product is handmade. Do not put in the microwave or oven or dishwasher. And the thing is, you guys know I love Japan more than likely. You know, I was like raised on anime. I love Japanese. Ooh, dang, that is so cool. Look at that, it's like a little translucent. I'm assuming this is the other one. Oh, it's my wife. Twice. That's so cool. I feel spoiled right now. It's like Christmas morning. Maybe we'll give some of this stuff away just because it's fair. Sometimes it's very indulgent to, you know, most of the time if there's a lot of stuff like this, we'll give them out to the employees. Because why not? But, you know, some of the stuff, maybe we'll collect a bunch and maybe like the end of the year we'll do like a big giveaway or something. Or maybe in a few months, I don't know. Or maybe like next month, I don't know. Okay, third mug. Wait, where's this? What is this little thing? A tape measure. Nice. That's fun. Let's see if this is a different logo. Ooh, another pretty gal. That's cool. Look at these. More hot girl stickers. More hot girl stickers. Okay, now to the actual denim. Let's start with old Jer Bears first, shall we? No, let's do this first. What is this? Oh, it's a little tote. That's pretty cool. The thing is, it's not just like a cheap, quickly made tote. You can see it's like well done and like intentionally made to look more like a denim like jacket and denim pants and stuff. That's pretty cool. Okay, now to the actual denim. What did we order? Well, Jer Bear, my cousin that's on the team, he's our brand relationship manager. He's just like keeping me on track with all these like brands and collaborations and sponsors and so Naked and Famous was like, so let's have Jaren with a pair. So what did he get? The Dirty Fade Selvedge. Okay, let me show you. Let me read what this is because, like I said, I'm a novice with denim. Okay, so this is the Dirty Fade Selvedge. 14.5 ounce indigo rope dyed Japanese selvage denim, woven on a vintage shuttle loom in a right hand twill construction. The indigo dye warp and white weft combined with the red line selvage ID, which is something I actually do know. Maybe, I don't know if I could be wrong. But like, this is the selvage side, right? And so they even go so far to like do interesting colors and designs on those. The indigo dyed warp yarn starts off as a dusty brown shade of cotton. Over time, with wear, layers of indigo will begin to fade away, revealing a brown undertone, hence the name Dirty Fade. So, this is what I've learned from the call. I'm trying to remember as much as I can. So the way that they do the actual rope dyeing, instead of putting it in a big vat and like dyeing it, it's like a 2-story like dyeing system, where it's literally like 2 stories, and the yarn gets dipped into the dye, and then it's pulled out, and then it's allowed to air dry, and they dip it as many times as they need to get the specific tone they need. But they can use, and it almost always in denim it starts with a white cotton thread. And I don't remember if it's a warp or weft, I'm still novice. But with the dirty fade Selvedge, I believe they start, instead of a white core and then dip it, they start with a little bit darker, browner color. And that way, when you look at these, you're like, oh, it's just like denim, right? There's no dirty brown, there's nothing in here, natural. Oh, okay, yeah. But once you start wearing it off, because that dye doesn't seep all the way through to the core of those individual warp and weft strands. I'm so out of my depth right now. And so it's just on the outside. And so as you wear off that natural indigo, it reveals the true core color. And that's exactly how they did the red core. And I believe one of the warp is dyed, the weft is not, or something, I don't remember. So instead of starting with white or bleaching cotton to white, you start with a really natural, cool color that slowly fades to that beige tint because you're not starting with white. I don't know if that made any sense to you. It makes sense to me, and I probably got 30% of that wrong, and that's why we need a mentor for me. So pretty cool, right? It looks like it's all the information on that. What did I get? Let me show you. Since we're talking about like starting to teach the denim world, starting to like understand it, I thought the best place to start would just be with the natural indigo Selvedge. You know, this is just like your classic old school natural indigo like denim essentially, as far as I understand. And this says 12.5 ounces, so it's a little bit thinner, not quite as hardy and thick, a little more like your regular clothes. It definitely has a lot stiffer feel, like the temper is what you'd call it in leather, is a pretty firm temper compared to like your stone washed and like Levi's that are like really, really soft. So this will give us a nice opportunity to talk about like what is natural indigo? Like how is it different from artificial indigo? How is the process different? Why is Japan so good at this? And some of you denim guys already know, but the natural indigo process is insane. It is like a time-honored historical way of creating a blue dye that you can really only get the true like natural indigo color from a natural indigo. And it's cool. So they say natural indigo to Selvedge, 12.5 ounce indigo rope dyed Japanese Selvedge denim, woven on a vintage shuttle loom in the right hand twill construction. The indigo dyed warp and white weft combination. The warp must be the vertical threads, and the weft must be the side to side. White weft coming to Selvedge gives these jeans a classic look. Natural indigo dye derived from fermenting the indigo fera plant is used to create the mid-blue color tone of these jeans. So that's what I meant. Like, and we'll get into it because that's why I wanted these, because I wanted to tell the story of like what natural indigo is. Well, let's try them on. Okay, what am I wearing? Oh, is this a little Russell moccasin with blood core and naked and famous denim on the side? Y'all really want these because we did the unboxing of these, and like that video's got like, it's already got over like 10,000 views. There's like 500 signups for the specific email list for the drop of these, and it's just a concept. Like, go watch that video. I'm not gonna explain it again, but look at these. Are you kidding me? Look how good they're looking. This is probably your first actual look at them a little bit worn in. Maybe. I have no idea when this video's coming out. How's the socks doing now that I was wearing the blood core? Well, the bottom's fine because I got some boot breakers in there. And the sides and the top though of my socks, definitely a little bit blood cord. So what does this fit? Or what does this cut? True guy. Jaren, because he's got manly legs. Not a strong guy, a fitting name. So pretty straight legs, right? Because I like kind of a straight cut, because I wear so many boots, it's nice to have a little bit of room down here, especially if I'm wearing like cowboy boots, or if I'm wearing kind of like a Western outfit, you know, if I'm like tucking this in. You know, pretty high-waisted, all things considered. You know, it's not like it's a Western cut. And it's like boxy right now, because it's still laying pretty flat. By the time I wear these a couple times, doesn't that look good? Little Canadian tuxedo from the Canadian made Naked and Famous jeans. Nice deep pockets. The color's just nice, right? So we'll see. I'll wear these for a little bit and kind of see what I think of this fit and see if this is the right fit for me. They just look good, don't they? But the real story of these is like how they wear and how they fade and everything. So before I wear these, we'll get some nice B-roll for this video, and then I'm gonna start wearing these and I'll show you kind of the fun of denim in the same way that the fun of boots is watching them age and patina, and like just look at the denim nerds are gonna love. Look at this. That's like your honeycombing and all like the stuff that they love. Okay, that's it. So next video will be this unboxing because I'm already at 36 minutes talking. What is it that you guys have been asking us for nonstop? Blood core belts. Look at that. So super limited quantities. These are a pain in the butt to make. And so get them before they're gone. You know, you're gonna be a little bit of the testing batch, so I'd appreciate some feedback, how to make this work better. Because this is basically the boot thickness leather doubled up, sewn together with our classic solid brass buckle. That's not the only brand new thing that we released. So we finally released all the wallets, including the Clayton and Blood Core. You can see that the edges are not nearly as bright because we have to burnish them, but that'll start popping out more as you wear it too, just like the actual Blood Core concept is. But there's more, because we finally, there's another thing, people are like, hey, we want to buy Blood Core. So we got little baby panels, and we got Big Daddy panels. And then you've obviously got the boot pocket kit. You've got coasters. You got the little bracelets. You got the ring kits. So limited quantities, get them before they're gone, especially limited quantities on these. Because it's just a trial run. We're learning how to do this with this leather, and so it's a little bit of a trial run. Thank you guys for your support of Blood Core. You can only get it from us. And we finally opened it up to a belt and all of our wallets. So check them out below. Part 2 of this unboxing that was supposed to be one video. So thank you guys for your patience with Rose Anvil 2. It's, you know, we are like lucky to break even on videos. And on the whole, we still don't make money off Rose Anvil 2. Obviously, it allows us to promote our goods and the collaborations and work with some of these brands, but it is still a passion project of mine, and it's still really fun, and it's allowing us to get deeper and deeper into the footwear world, but the knife world and the denim world, and it's still really fun for me, so I appreciate your guys' support. So if you're not subscribed, consider pushing that little subscribe button, because the bigger this grows, the more fun it is, the more cool stuff brands are sending us, the more insights I can give you guys and all these various things that we're talking about. And it's really cool. So thank you for your support, and that's that. So I unbox it immediately. Probably not. I could probably give you a little bit of a, what is this? What's going on? Well, the previous video, I unboxed some Naked and Famous denim. Naked and Famous denim. See, I've got them on. Dang! Natural Indigo. And it wasn't going to be, it was just gonna be a Naked and Famous unboxing, but then this just kind of coincidentally lined up perfectly for that unboxing. And then I just talked forever. So, how is this related to Naked and Famous? What is this? Why is it coming all the way from Osaka, Japan? That's a good question. Maybe we should unbox it and find out. I bet you have an idea. Probably from the title and thumbnail. And also from wearing these, which we're trying to, if this ends up being a collaboration, I'm trying to figure out what to call the boot and how to even talk about the collaboration, because it's technically a 3-way collaboration between Rose Anvil, Naked and Famous, and Russell Moccasins. And then also Seidel is like, Blood Core is like a little mini collaboration with Seidel. And so it's like a 4-way collaboration, but like 3 to 4-way collaboration. And I'm like, so do we say like Rose Anvil, Naked and Famous, and Russell Moccasins? You know, it's like, and I'm not sure what to call this. It's just there's so much in it. It's hard to know what to call the Blood Core, Red Core, Russell Moccasin, PH Hunters, you know? So let me know if you have any ideas of what we can call that. But let's do the unboxing, because I've been dying to open these up. Because I bought these, honestly, I probably bought these on Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure. I think I was like scrolling on Valentine's night by myself in Toaster. You know, and I was like, it's time for a little retail therapy. A little retail therapy that I can use as a tax write-off for the main channel that also might benefit some projects, and actually benefits 2 projects, really, because I'll show you. Let me get it cut in half. Cut in half. Good Lord. Unboxed. What are we unboxing it with? I don't know. Do I do the Blade HQ donut knife? Do I do the Big Idea design knife? Or do I, this little baby knife from the Baby Knife like video that I don't love. Let's mix them up. Fine by me. It's almost like I intentionally grabbed it. I'm surprised that the seller shipped it in a bag instead of a box. You think for footwear it couldn't be that hard to find a box, right? There's a lot of really interesting stuff coming, or like in Japan on eBay, because Japan, as much as us Americans love Japan and Japanese excellence in manufacturing and traditional techniques and all this stuff, the Japanese love Americana. They love American brands. They love like these time-honored brands like Whites, like Russell, and it's cool. You know, they love Harleys. Like some of the best motorcycle builds, in my opinion, come from Japan. But Japanese like choppers are the coolest to me. I love them. And it's cool that they love American motorcycles. What do we have here? What is this? What did Weston buy? Back to the ASMR days, y'all. What are they? Let's get to it. Enough rambling. Look at these. Are you kidding? These are so sick. I didn't even know Russell made these till I was like mindlessly surfing the internet. And this is really, really close to a couple projects actually that I've been working on. I really love cowboy boots. I mostly love roper boots. The big cowboy boots, you know, they're a bit much for everyday wear, but I like them wearing rodeo and stuff. But I love roper boots because they're a little shorter heel, easy to put on, a little bit lower. And I you know, that's why everyone growing up calls them shit kickers. You just throw the back door, throw them in the back of your truck, you throw them on, you go kick shit in them. You know, it's not your fancy boots. And as I've gotten older, I've found the value in these like more lightweight, kind of simple to put on kind of boots and shit kickers, but there's not that many in this range of height. And I thought that like this would be like a really cool way to make like a little pull-on roper, you know, like a travel roper, like no metal on the inside. And so when I saw these, I was like, oh, Russell Art has already made something really similar. And so I'm gonna buy these all the way from Japan. How much should I pay for them? Should we find out? There's no such thing as an original idea in design. It's just like you take what you think is super cool and sick and what works with this and how it works, and then you take some other inspiration from here. How do I mold this into my particular use case? And so I thought it'd just be like a really good opportunity to not only get a really cool, sick boot from Russell for a pretty decent price that's right in my size, but also do a little research. What works with this? Why does it work? How does it feel? What can I fix? What do I like? What do I not like? How can I adjust this? And you know, I'll buy 2 or 3 more similar boots like this just to do my research when it comes to design. And because I gotta, you know, I think there's like 2 or 3 like pull-on style boots I have potentially in the works for some like collaborations this year. So I thought it'd just be kind of cool to do. And also, look at these, so sick. And they're worn, but they're not crazy worn. You know, they're actually in better shape than I expected. Is there anything wrong with these? Let's like look through it. That toe stitch looks fine. They're definitely worn. I can feel the previous dude's toe prints in here. There's a lot of lint in there too. But other than that, you know, everything looks like it's intact. I might put a little bit of conditioner. It probably is okay. It feels a little bit dry, but I also don't want to darken it too much. So it's probably okay. You know, the outsole could use a little help. It's starting to flatten out through here. I don't know how much it's actually pushed through. And then the heels, you can see this guy walked. Whoever bought these is probably gonna watch this like, those are mine. Those are my boots. But you can see he kicked his heel, you know, as he stepped, rubbing that off. So yeah, a couple different reasons for these. A little inspiration for a project or two that I'm working on, but also they're sick, and I wanted a pair of little baby kickers and the Russell Moccasins on sale. That's what I was doing. I was gonna tell you the price. $210. Isn't that crazy? From Japan. Shipping was free. So $210, you can get like a pretty wicked pair of Russells. Like this outsole has plenty of life left in it. The only reason I would immediately swap it is if it starts throwing off my gait. You know, if this causes me to sit a little funny in the boots. All I have to do is take this to Taylor and say, hey, do you have like an hour today to like pull this outsole off and put a new one on? And he'll be like, yeah, I could do that in like an hour. I'm like, please? And I really like this more foam wedge from Vibram rather than the really hard, heavy Christie, because it makes these boots light. These are surprisingly light. We don't have a scale in here. We're at I'm at the old shop. Let's try them on. a little bit off kilter on this video. So, let's see how they fit. Like a glove. Beautiful. Yup. Those are so cool. You know, because like how easy is that to put on and off? You know, you can, can I see if I can do it? Can you just slip into them? Even one of these. Yeah, that's pretty easy. You're not supposed to do this, but you could pry them off with your heel pretty easily. You can't step straight into them. You gotta lift up and pull them on. So even like this, that's some of the little details I'm trying to find in these other shoes. Like what works, what doesn't work. Can you step right into it? Nope, you can't step into it. You have to step into it a little bit, pull your foot up, get a little stretch in, pop it on. Because what's cool is you can like, I'll put them out like, nah, I'll move the camera. It's gonna die in 3 minutes anyway. Oof, I just dropped a set screw on my face. Ow. Okay, so what I was trying to show you, these are obviously brand new pants, so they look a little bit like boxy and kind of goofy. You know, you just throw your pants over top of those. Or if you're lazy and you don't want to, they just end up stacked on top. You know, or you cuff them. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. That looks pretty good. God, you can tell they're comfortable too. They're the right size because my toe, where are you? There you are. My toe goes to about there. Yep, that is the perfect fit. I got lucky on that one. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wear these and just like wear test them for me. What do I like? What do I not like? What works? What doesn't work? What use cases can I use them in? Or they, you know, like I like the fact that this doesn't really have a counter of any kind. Like it looks like there's maybe a little counter snuck right in there, but you can pack these down, throw them in the bottom of your bag when you're traveling. There's no, I don't know if there's metal in these or not. There might be a little bit of a few nails. They're mostly metal free, because you can still go a little puddle jumping in these. You know, you can go out in the rain and the snow, and it's not gonna be a waterproof boot, but it's not gonna be like, it's gonna give you protection up pretty high. So, yeah, sign up for the little drop of these. I think it's gonna happen. But it always helps when people sign up for the limited edition email list, because we started doing specific signups for specific boots so that we can go to brands and be like, hey, people want these, we should make these, it'd be so sick, like what, a three-way collaboration. So be sure you sign up for that to help me convince these guys to do the collaboration, but also so you get early access, you get all the stuff that comes with the limited edition email list, like the sizing guide, the how to wear, the specs, all the exclusive content, the break-in content, all that stuff comes through the limited edition email list. Plus you get that early access, because these will probably be gone before they hit the public release, because they don't have any of this denim in stock. It's just scraps. And so we're getting closer and closer to becoming a real deal collaboration, but any support you guys could give is what helps us get it across the finish line. So thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for all your support on all these collaborations, all this fun stuff, because we're really trying to perform. We're really trying to provide you guys with as much, if not more, than what we're asking. Because this year we got a lot of crazy stuff planned. We got a lot of things that I think you guys are gonna like freak out about. Like the next announcement, it's gonna be insane. But at the same time, it's like, it's a big year and we wanna perform big when we ask big. When we ask big of brands, when we ask big of you guys, we wanna perform big. So thank you guys for your support and your trust, because we're doing some cool stuff. I think we're gonna change the footwear industry. So thank you guys, see ya.